Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself in this world of ours. We return to Dragon Age Rise of the Qunari. After the previous session's downtime, a lot of the characters have eventually started to slowly gather back into Skyhold. And there was some troubling information found out about a few of its members. Speaking of which, we go to our second in command Inquisitor as she wakes up from a very, shall we say, depressing previous day.
Yeah, get depressing is like not even.
And you wake up in your bed, and you're not alone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
To be fair, there was no declaration of love, it was merely comforting. But Lyria wakes up, and she is not alone. Whether or not Lyria is clothed or not is up to you.
Oh no, she is clothed. That no.
You feel
She
quite.
she would she would kind of almost forgetting what had happened the night before. Still with a rather nasty headache because that's a lot of
That
fucked
was a lot to
upness
take
going
in.
on in her head.
That was indeed a lot to take in, but you pulled through.
She kind of just sits up and she's a little taken aback initially that Krem is in her bed.
Yeah, he's just sleeping quite peacefully.
She will smile a little bit and go over to kind of wash her face off and get changed for the day.
As you,
She'll let him sleep.
mm, he sleeps peacefully. And
Oh,
after
yeah,
you tune up and go and get yourself ready to head down to the mess hall, just as you're leaving the room, you hear Krem say, "Mm, we know how breakfast is.
you're welcome to come with me.
I'll be down momentarily. Just, ugh." You can see he's having a little bit of trouble getting up. But
She would move over and kind of help him up.
he stands up, looks at you for a bit, and he says, "Thank you, Lyria." You notice that the injury that he took to the shoulder is still kind of there, even though it's been healed. But it's you're not entirely sure what did that because you remember him getting healed, and it's kind of like, huh?
She kind of gives him a curious look.
Oh, as you well, looks down for a second. Just some after yesterday's incidents, we took a little tumble when I grabbed you and slammed my shoulder against the bar.
Krem, we're going to a healer now before
All right,
breakfast.
it's nothing really.
Puts her hands on her hips.
He kind of can't quite meet your gaze.
That is an order.
Yes, sir.
Then I'm going with you.
Nods. Yes. So you go to Zach. He does his mumbo jumbo. Zach being what he is. Hold on a moment. Kind of looks between you two. He says, he turns to Krem. Krem just looks at him, and Krem's just like, ah. Zach's like, oh, but Krem's like, no, Zach. Calling in favor you owe me right now.
Larry is just kind of looking between the two of them, a little
Zach,
confused.
Zach just kind of looks at Krem and he's like, damn it. Zach finally gives in. He's like, okay, fine. Let me see the shoulder, Krem. He does his work, and you see the divine light kind of come down. And when Zach does his little divine healing, roll me a perception check, Larry. Very nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah. When he does his magic, his divine magic, he's got the symbol for the maker on as well, but you notice two things. You notice that as he's doing it, he's waving both hands, and he's got two different symbols on the bottom of each hand. On his right, he's got the symbol, typical Chanteria maker symbol. And then on his left hand, he's got another symbol. And I don't have the picture here, but it looks like a symbol for the old gods, and it looks like the forger. And
She
when he
gives him a curious look.
Waves his hands, and he finishes healing Krem's shoulder, and then he kind of looks at you through the mask. And he says, is there something wrong, Inquisitor? Lyria.
Do you worship more than one god? She kind of gestures to the hand that has the symbol for the old gods on it.
He looks at the both symbols, and then kind of looks up at you, and he says, I pray to any god that will listen. And you cannot see his face through the mask, but he seems to be smiling. Luckily for me, they all seem to hear me.
She nods a little bit.
He says, now, Krem, do keep in mind that if you're going to have bedroom escapades, to try and be more careful.
And as he says that, Lyria's face turns bright red. That is not what happened.
Krem looks at Zach and he's like, that's not what happened, Zach. And Zach's like, uh-huh. It's creepy when he does this because he's wearing that mask in the picture. So he just looks at Krem and then looks at you, and there's no expression coming from the eyes. And then he just looks and tilts his head, which looks even more awkward because it's a bird mask at Krem. And then he says, well, Krem, then for the future then. And then Krem's just like starts to stutter, and then Zach backs up and goes to like the other door of his office, and then he just kind of slides in and then closes the door. And then Krem's like, did you just awkward slide me? And then Zach just kind of peers his head back out with the mask, and he's like, awkward slide. And then he closes the door.
Mm. We're going to Anna next time.
I think that might be best. I'm sure she is eager to do a lot of healing, although she's typically in here. I'm surprised she's not. Although it's not in my nature, I can't always get Zach with. Well, no, that would be beneath. Never mind.
Be nice. Come on, let's go get some
Indeed,
breakfast.
indeed. He likes Anna, and Anna likes him. So you two stroll on down to breakfast. And now we will go to the mess hall as you're all just arriving. Well, I'm sorry, as Lyria and Cram are just arriving. So currently the people in the mess hall are Mark, Augustus, and Boris. And you guys have all done and returned from the long journey, and you guys are all level 11 and more skilled and happy, and shit is good.
I'm assuming the thing with Solus was not common knowledge.
No, the only people that knew about it was the ones there.
Okay, good.
So there you see Augustus, you see Boris, and you see someone who you only just recently knew came into the Inquisition yesterday, which was Mark. But they've been doing some work here and there. And then, of course, Krem is with you as well. Today's option is more of a very, very nice looking rabbit stew with some very hearty looking bread.
Lyria's going to go ask them for her usual because they know she's a vegetarian.
You go off to the side, and there is, of course, always a lovely assortment of fruits, greenery, and it appears there was even some fresh vegetables brought in from the stew that are also sitting in a plate over by the side. Seems that a lot of the vegetables used were a variety of carrots, broccoli, peas, etc. No corn this particular time of year, but good enough.
Yeah, she would make herself a little plate and then go sit down and wait on Krem.
Krim goes over and grabs this kind of small thing of everything, but not much of anything. It's still a fairly small plate. Stomach's still a little upset after last fight. Before yesterday. Took a hammer to the gut. That didn't feel too good.
Yeah, if anyone would like to, come interrupt the Inquisitor's flirting, you are welcome to do so.
Augustus walks over to your table carrying a plate. Good afternoon, dear lady. My grandfather, ever the benevolent lord that he is, he sent me a delicacy from home, something called an eclair thing. Apparently, it's vegetarian and filled with cream. If you'd like to try one.
Lyria bites her lip a little bit. she has a very intense sweet tooth. And that is something that only the people close to her know.
He kind of looks and he says, "It's like one of the pastries down on."
I know.
I would have to warn you, it is a bit sweet now, I have to say.
I'll definitely try one.
I had to restrain my direwolf from eating them all.
Okay, so do you take one?
Yes, she does.
Roll a will save. No, I'm just kidding. These are shipped, and due to Augustus's family history, they are extremely high quality.
Of course,
if you've ever had an eclair, Shayna,
oh yes,
these are very high quality. Like it's been fried properly. It was even cooled and kept. It's very sweet. It's just absolutely perfect. It's like the epitome of what an eclair should be. Very high quality.
Not to mention, you would kill your own mother for the cream in this eclair.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but my Hangouts works.
Hey,
I'm on my phone too, so
Good
what?
afternoon, and we're talking about eclairs.
ooh, eclairs.
Yes, Augustus has given one to Lyria, who has a very large sweet tooth.
Ooh.
So as she takes a bite, just the happiest face feasibly possible comes across her face.
Yeah, it's really good. You have to. I'll say that you don't have to roll, but it takes a lot of willpower to not reach for another one.
Dear lady, if you enjoy it so much, you can have another. I was sent more than one shipment by my grandfather.
Her cheeks turn a little red at that.
Is there just
Yeah.
a box sitting there full of
Yes.
eclairs?
There is, yes.
Boris will rise as if from nowhere,
Or from
as
just
if there
right
was
over,
a camera.
Or
Imagine
from-
there's a camera
or from just
that is featuring the two of you. Out from the bottom of the frame, in the foreground, Boris rises in front of the box, as if from nowhere.
he was standing over in the corner and just no one paid attention to him.
He was standing over in the corner, and then he looked, saw eclairs, lowered down, disappeared suddenly, and slowly floated back up. And he's now in front of the box of eclairs.
Boris, your sleight of hand is most impressive.
There is no sleight of hand. There is, though, the slow lowering of his face into the box of eclairs.
Lyria's going to grab another one before he eats them all.
He nearly bites you. In fact, I might actually make him bite you.
Would not recommend.
Would you like to make a sleight of hand check to avoid getting bitten?
No, but she will, touch of frost you. Do you want a cold mouth? Because that's what's going to happen.
a hand comes by.
Touch of frost, okay.
Yeah. You'll also notice. I'm gonna go ahead and say that happens. Lyria, when you cast Touch of Frost on him, you'll easily hit him. He's not going to literally try and dodge. And you notice that the frost seems to do absolutely no damage.
Boris seems to be in a frenzied focus, so to speak.
Of course.
These Kunari, they're more susceptible to magic damage.
Indeed. And he is taking none. Well, he takes 1 damage, actually.
At this point, you see a little boy. Looks like a child. Walks up and says,
he's been there.
yeah, I know.
And sitting
But
there.
he's sitting there on his little book. Because, the table's too tall for him. Says, hey, how you doing? You doing pretty good? That's all right. This is pretty good morning.
Good afternoon, young master.
Yeah, thanks for calling me a master. Most people just call me little kid. But I got used to it.
Master is the correct title for ticket does not disappear just because of one's location.
Ah, Sarahak.
Hey, Lyria. Lyria, Mark, Krem, Augustus, Boris. Boris, please get your face out of there.
Boris looks up and he's covered in chocolate frosting
And cream.
and cream. It is coating his mouth, and he goes, ugh.
At this point, Charlie would jump up on you and start licking your face to get the cream.
I start wrestling with the dog. Going, it's my cream.
So in the background, as Hawk starts to sit down, it's like one of those scenes where the camera pans to everyone talking, and then in the background you can just see the Kunari rolling with the dog off in the background.
Wolf! Pure breed
sorry,
direwolf that.
giant direwolf that is twice your size, even though you're tall as you are, Sans.
Guarantee you I'm stronger than it.
Oh, I don't doubt, but you're still going to be wrestling. So as the wolf and the canary are wrestling and knocking over furniture in the background, Hawk comes to sit down and says, "Good morning, Lyria.
Good morning, Hawk.
I see that I've arrived just in time to at least save one eclair. I hear that the she looks over at Augustus and she's like, I hear the Eastern kingdoms have quite the delicacies.
My grandfather only hires the most exquisite cooks, and
I've
obviously,
heard.
if they fail, their punishment is quite severe.
Yeah. Kind of looks and has one. He's like,
Well,
good as always.
cooking is an art form, and art that is damaged is worthless. And my
Interesting
father and
philosophy.
my grandfather hates wasting time.
See. That's why you take everything so seriously in your art form, I take it.
I take it I should petition my grandfather for another 3 boxes of these.
If he wishes. It is somewhat nice since we do not have anyone here who is actually clever enough in storing and keeping of pastries. Most of the cooks that we have here specialize in standard fare in more of the Western kingdoms. You, Ken, and the other woman, whose name, and Hawk kind of snaps her fingers, whose name forgets me at the moment, are the only ones that we know of the Eastern kingdoms. That are
Truly,
here
it is a
anyway.
loss for the Inquisition.
She thinks for a moment, and Lyria, you notice that her she's in a standard kind of robe, similar to yours, except let's face it, Hawk's is a lot less revealing than yours. You notice that when she's kind of going and like doing stuff, her forearm on her right side, she's got a really nice tattoo going up the arm now that you didn't see before.
Lyria gives her a curious look. Who else is doing tattoos?
Oh, Jacqueline.
Didn't think she'd swoop in that quickly.
She is a fast learner, you have to admit.
It seems so.
It's nice that you've opened up on that. And she kind of goes over some stuff that happened in. She basically gives everyone here the rundown, with exception of Augustus, because I would say Augustus was in the fighting in Kirkwall.
I was, yes.
She gives a rundown on everything that happened in Kirkwall for those who weren't there. And Augustus, did you get the amount of money I gave for Kirkwall?
I will check with my accountant momentarily.
Because you in particular should have gotten about 8,000.
Ooh, that sounds like I missed a lot.
As well, no, not total. I mean, you got 8,000 from. But,
All right. Yes, yes, I got the money from Kirkwall.
Okay, so in addition to that, in the long trek home after the fighting was over, you did get smashed in the head with a hammer I was rolling for you during the fight. You got 2 concussions and you broke your right hand.
Hello?
But you killed about 10,000 things.
How's your progress on the way home?
Then after
So, what's that, another 20 minutes?
Say what?
I think he's on the phone.
Oh, he's on
his phone. He forgot to mute himself. Amazing.
Hawk looks to the Inquisitor, and after she goes over all that, and she says, "So how was the How was the second? I didn't hear about anything that happened. Were you successful in finding the Grey Cloak?
We were successful in finding them and eliminating them.
I see. I heard that there was a fight with a dragon as well.
Yeah. There was also a dragon on our side. It was strange and not something I was expecting.
Yeah, we saw I saw a dragon flying off to the north, and it had a rider on it.
Yes, that's precisely what I'm talking about.
I see. Then I guess all the ancient beasts are not gone.
Evidently not.
Well, you can see that she gets a bit of recognition on her face. She says, "Then it seems I have work to do." She
She gives
stands
her
up.
a curious look.
Tell me, was the woman on the dragon of Dalish descent?
Yes.
I see, and she describes Alice's face like very well. She looks something like that.
Yes, that was her.
Huh. Someone I spoke with.
My apologies for the disturbance.
She kind of looks down and she says, "I must excuse myself and go have a chat with my old friend. I needed to go up north anyway." But luckily, the Lord Inquisitor has found a way to speed along travel a little bit more.
Oh Lord, what has my brother figured out now?
Apparently, he's gotten better at the portals that he specializes in.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Are these portals, how would you say it? Magical means? Or
Magical.
Yes.
does it
Yes,
find other ways to power them?
They're
they're
magical.
magical.
So there is no risk of demonic possession or contamination?
The only risk usually is that you won't get where you want to go, but other than that, usually there's not a problem. As far as we
No.
know, there are several ways to travel quickly. There's traveling through the Fade, traveling through portals, and of course traveling by what we call expeditious flight. But each way has its own flaws and benefits. The portals usually do not have a problem because you travel through the Fade and you have a much less chance of getting lost. However, if for whatever reason they do not work, then you'll simply get to the wrong place, and it can only be on a place that you have once been.
That sounds reasonably safe to use.
It's the safest way to travel, unless you wish to risk your chance with the Fade or with falling. She bows to you both. She says, "I must bid you all adieu."
Bowing back and wishing you a good day.
Over to another group. Krem kind of looks up and he talks with you all about some of the tactics they've gone through, and you continue to discuss through the rest of the morning some battle tactics that happened. Anything that you guys wish to discuss with each other. Lyria, there's obviously stuff you don't wish to discuss, then you don't need to discuss it.
Oh, there's definitely stuff she doesn't want discussed.
Oh yeah. So the morning continues on. And Krem kind of looks up at Augustus and he says, "How about a little bit of sparring practice?"
If you wish, do you want me to hold back?
Nonsense.
So you wish to challenge me to a duel?
Yes.
Accepted.
All right. Just captured the interest of a few people.
Luria will also come watch.
That looks pretty fun. Pretty good. Pretty fun. I think I'll
Lyria,
join along.
Lyria, you can see quite a bit of aura radiate from Mark occasionally.
Okay.
And it seems like when you get really, really close to Mark, like really close, like if you were to like walk by and bump him or something, it's cold.
Hmm.
Almost like he's got an aura of frost on all the time. But anyway, you go out to the square, and Krem and Augustus will take fighting positions. And all right. Krem is now level 11. Awesome sauce. Go ahead and roll me initiative. We'll keep it quick.
Yeah.
Did I give Krem improved initiative? Yes, I did.
He wouldn't be a very good tank without it.
All right, that was a good roll. Larry, you will go first.
Improved initiative does not save you in actual combat. Right, so that's... Right, I'll charge in with a power attack.
All right.
So what's that, plus 2 to hit for a charge?
Mhm.
And what's the minus of the power attack?
Yeah, you take a -3, I think.
You can give up as much as you want to trade out for damage.
Huh, I always thought there was a limit on it.
I believe it's up to 5.
Up to 5 plus 5, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that also comes out of your attack bonus to add to your
So-
damage.
I'll trade in -5 to hit for +8 damage.
Okay.
I get the extra 3 because I'm using my katana two-handed. So that's still +12 to hit. No, that's a +13 to hit still.
Roll it. That'll hit.
And crit.
Roll to confirm. That does not confirm.
It does actually. I
14.
confirm crits on a 13.
No, you have to hit their AC in order to confirm a critical hit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just rolling the raw d20.
Yep. And if I do that, if I add that up,
Actually, 14 and 13 is 27.
yeah, that actually is not going to confirm.
You have more than 27 AC.
He does.
To be fair, Lyria has like over
Yeah,
20 AC.
In your absence, everyone's been buffing up, Larry, a lot. So yeah, Krem in particular does have a very high AC, and that does not actually meet the crit threshold. So you just do normal damage with the power attack, of course.
Of course. So what's that?
Yeah, Lyria, who is a sorceress, has 21 AC.
So what's our double? Oh no, it's just normal damage. Yeah, so it's +8.
Yeah, it's the normal with the plus from the power attack. Nothing's doubled or anything. Power attack is really good when you have someone who can attack multiple times.
That is required to take cleave and several other good feats.
Yep.
25 damage.
All right, so it seems that Krem was able to kind of soak a little bit of that, but it's a good hit.
Second attack.
Second attack going.
No power attack this time.
Standard attack, okay. That'll hit. Hitting really high on at least the D20 part.
That's all. Actually, no, I have to roll to confirm that crit.
Okay, roll to confirm.
Trying to.
Nope.
$11 damage.
Once again, seems to soak a lot of it.
And you have to take 2 tests to be set on fire.
Okay. Nope. Sorry. Nope. Okay, he's good.
How do you get a plus 14?
Because he's fucking ridiculous. Actually, he's got improved fortitude, Stone of the Mountain, and he is wearing a magical item which also increases fortitude. Plus, because you did a challenge on him, or because he challenged you, and you're both in a challenge, he also gets a bonus to all of his wills. It was his saving throws.
No, he challenged me.
I
Did
know.
he still get it then?
It's a challenge. Yeah, when two people challenge each other, it doesn't matter if you challenge him or he challenges you. If you are in a challenge, both people, if they have an ability which allows them to use challenge bonuses, get it. Why when samurai challenge each other and duel to each other, it's intense because they're both getting their massive bonuses. But
Indeed.
Krem doesn't seem to be a samurai, at least that's for sure. But it is his turn now.
Cavalier.
Maybe.
He has to
Thought
be a
so.
cavalier. Oh no,
Yeah, he's
I get Roland's challenge.
yeah, you're a Ronin. You actually have a slightly different thing that happens. You get different bonuses. But each variation of the samurai class and each variation of the cavalier class, including their archetypes, gets different things.
I actually screwed myself an attack bonus there, but I'll fix it for next attack.
Yeah, it's okay. I forgot mine the last time I fought you with the other guy, so it's all right.
Oh, third attack then.
That's
I
right.
didn't think it was, I wasn't finished, you know.
This one's got... I think this one's only a +9.
16, 11, 6. Yeah, 9. And I charged.
That'll miss.
That's a joke. Right, go on.
All right, he's going to whack you. Let's see what happens here. Krem's going to power attack. Sorry, I rolled the wrong thing.
That's allowed.
30 to... that's a crit. I know that hits you, because I know your AC is like, what, 25?
About that.
Yep. So this will be a confirm. And he gets a hideous critical, and it's flaming. So you will take 23 damage. That first hit. And for the second hit, it's a natural 1. He misses. And for the third hit, /17 will also miss. Roll a fortitude save to not be set on fire.
How much damage would the fire do to me?
How much damage would the fire do you? I believe you have energy resistance fire, correct?
10.
Right, so it would do like 1, 2.
So there's no point. I'm immune.
Okay. Well, you're still going to take 1 or 2. I'm saying that's after That's after you soak everything. Normally, you'd be taking like probably around 10, 12, but because you're soaking everything, you're just taking like 1, 2.
So what's that fortitude save?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
So before he ends his turn, he gets a free action. He's going to Battle Cry. And he's going to Deviant Stare. So roll me a will save. DC 16.
1 sec. Yeah. Sorry, just checking the save. Crap. I'm good.
So it's you almost feel like yourself getting intimidated, but you iron will it and you hold it down. I'll go ahead and speed things along here. The fight commences. You're definitely doing a pretty decent amount of damage when you do hit. You're finding Krem is really hard to hit. He's kind of an armored wall. And when he hits you back, he doesn't seem to do as much damage to you as you per se do to him, although he seems to be hitting you more than you're hitting him because he's very heavily armored and he's very tactical. The fight eventually commences. I'll say that it kind of comes down to just a matter of luck at this point, and you're finding that
Excuse me.
In terms of fighting,
I'd be also using my Greater Resolve to negate any future critical hits.
that's fine. You find that you and him are even footing in terms of fighting. It's literally just a battle of someone with higher AC and slightly less damage versus someone with more damage and less AC. So it would literally be a bout of luck. So I will go ahead and have each of us roll a D100 to see who technically wins the fight.
Somehow I think I'm getting screwed, but never.
So it's fucking close. In terms of cinematic perspective, you and Krem, like that is, in terms of Augustus, in terms of fighting that he's done, like the battle in Kirkwall was pretty tough, but in terms of one-on-one opponents, this is really good. This spar that started off as just a spar that turned into an actual combat scenario. Augustus, you revel in this. This is what you do.
Yes, it is.
And even at the end, technically, he wins. But this was one hell of a fight. In cinematic perspective, this was perfection to you, Augustus. This was a fight that you have not experienced in a very long time. This was truly something worthy. And a part of you is upset that your family wasn't here to witness this, because this would have made anyone proud. For those of you that are watching this combat unfold, if I can describe the most intense combat that any of you have ever seen, I wouldn't do this fight justice. Not only was this fight a good fight, it was extremely, extremely close. I would argue by probably 5 hit points close. And when the fight's over, you're kneeling down. Krem is exhausted, drenched in sweat. He's got a bruise on his head. He's beaten to hell. You're beaten to hell. And both of you are just barely even standing. You're actually both sweating so much that you can like see some of his armor or the cloth parts sink down, and your armor you can see sweat. You can literally see sweat just cover the ground because it's dry and warm outside. And you're both just done at this point. Either one of you could get pushed over by a gust of wind at this point.
Larry's gonna come over and kind of help Krem stay on his feet.
Hey, Augustus, that was a good bout.
You fight well. If this was a fight to the death, I assure you, the result would not be in doubt.
Indeed.
Okay, let's get you two to the healer.
Hold on a moment.
Why is everyone muted?
I'm on a phone call. Just a moment.
He's calling somebody.
I'm going to assume that this is just a normal fight, and wow. I mean, your sparing is just about, marking where you hit, not actually hitting.
There is no point in sparring if you're going to hold back. It does not actually help you for real combat.
Okay. I would disagree, but okay, that's fine. I mean, I would say it's not necessarily that you potentially maim someone who you're trying to train with, but the fact that you've done it over and over again. It's the repetition, it's the familiarity with fighting. But hey, that's my...
I trust my opponent has improved in this sparring, which is the whole point of it.
Right.
I don't think he would want to get soft when we actually come across Darkspawn and the like.
Well, I don't think you do.
Krem is hardly
think anyone-
soft.
I can attest to that.
Well, there's still no... I mean, is training swords too much to ask for?
He wanted a duel. He got a duel.
And that was
All
indeed a duel.
Yeah, Lyria has suggested, we take the both of you to, the healer.
That sounds like a decent idea.
I will agree with this.
Mark just comes up and says, "Yeah, I think we should do that too. Or would you like me to kind of heal you? Because I can do that too."
It's fine, Mark. Go back to your studies at the moment.
Okay. Pulls up the book, starts reading it.
Sarah just turns her head. How old are you?
Oh, me? Oh, I'm about like 22 years old.
Is it what does this person look like?
He looks like he's in his teens.
Yeah, does he look human?
Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
perception.
Uh, 19.
Yeah, there's no Dalish features. There's no any features that would be mixed. There's nothing off about him at all. He just seems to be kind of human. Although it's very obvious when you look at him that this is someone who has been probably age deprived of the fate. And what that means is that something happened with this one that you would guess. And they're probably a lot older than they look, but yeah, he looks to be about maybe 18. But you've seen this before because there's actually 2 other NPCs you've met that have been age deprived as well, and
Oh, okay.
it just kind of looks like this has happened to him. So if you had to guess, something bad happened to him in the fate.
She kind of nods. Sticks a hand out.
He'll shake it.
Yeah, I'll shake it.
You feel his handshake is quite cold. Not as in dead body cold, but cold.
She just ponders something for a moment. Then she looks over to Augustus and she says, if you're gonna go to the healer, can you make it there or do you want me to help you?
I can make it on my own power.
Lyria is
All right.
currently, helping support Krem. Because
Yep.
she's not going to let him walk on his own. She doesn't care what he says.
Yeah. After much badgering, he eventually submits. And you, Krem, and Augustus go to Zach and Anna. And Sarah, are you going with them as well, or are you just staying out here in the training ground?
She'll go with him.
Go with him. And as you approach the med bay, you hear this conversation taking place. It says, Zach, I told you, I'm going to need those ingredients to successfully pull this off. Now, are you going to give them to me or not? Well, if look, I can give you these ingredients, but I'm telling you, they're mostly used for hallucinogenics. Now, what exactly are you planning here, Anna? Well, if you were to merely, I don't know, ask me nicely. There's a very long pause. And then you can hear Zach kind of shuffle around. He says, well, it's a bit too soon, Anna. And she's like, not like that, silly. There are people approaching. And you hear like kind of shuffling around. And when you both approach the office area, you can see Anna and Zach standing on 2 opposite ends of the room. Zach actually has his mask off, and for those of you who have seen him with his mask off, he's got black hair, black eyes, etc. Very bland-looking face, and he's standing on the far right. Anna's standing on the far left. And it's not entirely obvious what happened, but they both look somewhat intense. And yes, they're both sweating. Oh,
Should we
there you
come
go.
back?
Augustus, what happened? Oh, no, not at all. Sit down. We need to get you checked out. And she
Did you
immediately
interrupt
starts.
something?
Augustus and Krem had a duel.
Ah, yes, typical. No offense, Augustus.
None
Augustus, you
taken.
sit there. You sit there. I'll tend to Krem. Zach, would you go ahead and attend to Augustus, please? You've tended to him before. Anna comes over, and for those of you once again who are observant, Zach once again does his divine kind of thing. And for those of you who can understand magic, you definitely see his. But when Anna does her healing, it seems to come from something in the room that no one can see. Something that's over her shoulder. And she goes about healing. Krem and Augustus, you're both healed back up to full health. And after Anna's done, she looks at Krem and she's like, you know, Krem, you've been in here, what, 5 times now? You really should just take a day off, Krem. Krem just kind of looks down. Yes, ma'am. Lyria, I suggest going out on patrol with this one or something, preventing him from doing something that will hurt that shoulder again.
Lyria nods. She hasn't let go of his hand this entire time.
Excellent. Can I do anything for you, Saris?
So
No.
So
that-
which shoulder is the bad one?
On you or Krem?
On Krem.
Krem, it's the left. On you, it's your right, because that was the one that got injured in Kirkwall.
I have an injured shoulder. I don't have a bad shoulder.
No, neither does he. It's just that his left shoulder has been injured about 3 or 4 times now. Your shoulder got injured when you got hit with a freaking catapult,
I never got hit with a catapult. Excuse me.
and then fell off a wall. Yeah, that's what happened in Kirkwall. That's how you broke your arm and your hurt your upper shoulder. The only
No,
injury.
that was someone else. The most damage I ever took was when a wizard suicided himself and blasted me with a fire.
No, I'm
extreme
saying that when you were
fireball.
fighting. No, when you were fighting in Kirkwall, I was having your
Oh.
character fight. I'm telling you what happened. You
Uh,
got hit with a catapult and fell off a wall and got up and was like, "Motherfucker, that hurt."
how much did I get for Kirkwall again?
8 thou
For myself or what?
for yourself, yeah.
Oh, in that case, never added that in.
Going back to the conversation. Can I do anything for you, Saris?
No, I'm good.
Kind of raises an eyebrow. It's all right. Walks back. Will that be all then for all of you?
She just
Lyria
smiles.
would kind of look to Krem.
Krem looks to be okay. Looks like he's fine. He actually looks better than he's been in a while.
Krem is good to go. I think I'm good to go.
Very well. Thank you. If that will be all, I have things to do. As does Zach. We have a lot of paperwork.
Haha. Paperwork.
If anyone wishes
That
to roll a
you
sense
might-
motive check,
Yep. Lyria's rolling fucking sense motive.
Since a motive.
sense motive.
She is really good at this, by the way.
Out of character. Brandon, can you send me a sheet that I can edit, please? So I can update Augustus?
I'll have to do that myself in a bit here because Hero Lab can't be updated like that. If you
20.
wish to go on Mythweavers and just copy everything and then do it yourself, you can, but I cannot send you one that is edible through Hero Lab.
That is a 34.
Carry on.
So 34 and 20. That is both easily enough. She clearly does not need to do paperwork. As you can see over on her desk, the paperwork is all very neatly organized. Actually, both her and Zach have desks on the opposite side of the room. And Zach's is a little bit more messy, but it's got a lot more potions, et cetera, and it seems to be more busy work. And hers is very neatly organized, and all the papers are stacked. Everything is cleaned off. There's like shamanic instruments and some other things there. And yeah, she very clearly does not need to do any paperwork. Neither does Zach.
So before we got here, what were you discussing? I'm curious. Well, by nature.
Yeah, discussing.
She kind of looks over at Zach, who is very cleverly just looking at his potions, pretending to not pay attention to anything. She looks up and she says, we were discussing the proper components to put in a new tonic that we are working on.
Mm-hmm.
What? That was not a lie. And then she's like, oh, oops.
Clearly something
Yes.
happened before that, though.
Well, I was really getting a little bit flustered at the fact he wouldn't give me certain ingredients. And she looks over at him, who he's still not looking at anyone. He's just pretending to fiddle with potions.
She raises an eyebrow.
He wouldn't give me the proper ingredients. But oh well.
Mm-hmm.
I can always go to your brother if Zach will not give me these certain ingredients. Gives a little twitch.
Then why are you both sweaty?
It was a heated argument.
They were having sex. It's all right.
Well, you can look at this, Saris. If they were having sex, that would be really, really, really impressive. Because in the time that you were discussing there, if they had sex, they would have really had to have been quick at getting clothes on. And with Zach's
That's
attire,
true.
with Zach's attire, there's no way he got dressed that fast, unless like both Anna and Zach have somehow learned time manipulation.
You can put called on clothing.
You can. And I'm looking at their character sheets here, and neither one of them has that for clothing. She has that on her staff. She looks at Lyria and she just kind of. She's not going red, but you can clearly see that there's sweat kind of coming down. She's like,
Lyria's cheeks are also quite red at this point.
it's fine. It's fine. Just got a little bit heated. No violence occurred.
I think I'm gonna go.
Yes, yes.
All right.
And then she looks almost kind of harshly at Saris, and she's like, and as she's closing the door, she looks at Saris, and she says, "At least we know Saris's favorite color is blonde." And then she closes the door.
Yes, it is.
And it's just quiet on the other side of the door.
With a smile, Saris will just leave, and she will just see if she can find Lyria.
Oh yeah, well, Lyria wasn't far after leaving.
Yeah, she was just walking with Graham.
So, can I, like, is it just, like, was it just the appreciation of fighting, or what was it? Like, I don't know. It seemed a bit, I don't know, cockfighty?
It was mostly just a test of skill. With all the fighting we've been doing, it's good to keep yourself up. And Augustus over here, and he kind of holds out his hand to Augustus and points and says, Augustus here is truly someone to test your mettle against if you really wish to push yourself.
I don't hold back in my sparring matches.
Indeed.
So,
To hold back would be an insult to my opponent, thinking he is unworthy of my full abilities.
Okay, fair enough. Right. I don't know. Like, maybe it's also the fact that you don't want to permanently maim or injure. You know what? Never mind.
This is why we have healers.
Yeah, but
Had it gone too far, I would have stopped things. That's why I was there. Well, partly.
that's always something.
Crumb kind of stands and he says, "I'm glad I did that. I felt good. Should do it again sometime, Augustus."
It was impressive.
Crumb kind of blushes a little bit.
I am glad you enjoyed the show.
And after you guys are done walking, as you get to the hallway, Krem actually, not 100% properly, just with what he's seen you do, but he gives you a proper bow. Fist to palm.
I salute him in the standard warrior fashion by putting my fist on my chest and then bowing.
Both bow. And then Krem will ask you, Lyria, if you wish to go for a walk.
I like that.
Oh, well. And as you two go to walk the grounds, are there any declarations that anyone else here would make before we go to that scene?
Is there anywhere I could purchase some equipment in this?
Yes, there is.
Stronghold.
If you wish to go purchase equipment, you may go to the vendor. You may purchase all equipment at a 25% discount.
And what about upgrading my existing equipment?
Upgrading existing equipment will cost what the next level is. For example, if you have a level 1 item and you wish to upgrade it to level 2, you will pay for the level 2 item.
So there's no discount at all?
Not for upgrading. For buying items, there's a 25% discount off. So if you wanted to, if you had a level 1 item and you wanted to buy level 2, you would buy it at level 2 with 25% off.
Understood.
By the way, Lyria can do magical tattoos.
That's correct.
They are expensive, but they can be made permanent.
Unfortunately, my grandfather would frown upon me if I actually got a tattoo, regardless of how functional it is.
I can do it in a place that would be hidden.
I'm sure you would probably enjoy
You would
that.
notice that her tattoos definitely extend beyond what is visible.
You remember, Augustus, that a lot of the Dalish have a lot of intricate tattoos that go pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, hers
Yes,
seem to extend over most of her body.
I am well aware of tattoos that extend below what can see. My former lover was very, very much into them.
But yes, I can put it in a place her grandfather would never see.
Yes, but could I stand to have you see that area myself?
Graham gives a bit of a chuckle in the background.
I mean, there's nothing shameful about the human body.
No, but one must always maintain one's dignity.
If you say so.
Ring of Protection +5, Potion of Barkskin +5, Tattoo of Armor +5. Dear God, that's horrible. Saris, do you have any declarations? as Saris is just napping on the floor.
Peter.
Death.
Peter.
I believe Peter has gone AFK.
Seems like it.
The ingratitude of it all.
All right, Celeria. You go for a nice jaunt with Krem. And as you're along the walls... Oh, there's Peter. Now he shows up.
No, now
Oh,
he
sorry,
shows up.
Now he
Wait,
shows
what?
up. I asked if Saris has any last-minute declarations.
Nope.
Nothing at the moment? Okay. So we're doing the walk with Krem and Lyria. And as you get to kind of a nice little part of the battlement where we're kind of alone, Krem leans over and he says, "Are you all right?"
It's just been a rough couple of days, that's all. It's not, every day that you find out your head's been, your memory's altered.
He nods and he says, "I know how that feels."
She kind of bites her lip gently. He took my first kiss.
Pauses for a moment. He says, "That truly is a great crime."
Certainly not how I imagined it happening, but
I had mine first stolen from me as well.
just kind of reach out and gently take his hand.
Take your hand. Squeeze gently.
Thank you for being there.
That's what I do. I have to admit, it does feel odd. Besides the Chargers, no one's ever really wanted me there. I was always a burden to everyone around me.
Hardly. I enjoy your company quite a lot.
And I yours. And I'll
She's trying
say-
really hard not to blush right now.
Oh, you're failing. In this moment, it's very peaceful and quiet, and it's a very beautiful day. And he pulls you in very close. When you look into another person's eyes from this close, it is a very intimate moment. And if you don't resist, he will go to kiss you.
She will not resist.
And in this moment, it's a very peaceful, poetic scene. A nice, beautiful day with the sun up ahead and birds chirping, flowers blooming. And you feel yourself more relaxed than you've been in a long time. And as you both pull away, he seems to be quite speechless.
She is as well. She's kind of trying to find the right words and failing.
So, what now?
guess we just figure out where we go from here. Let things flow naturally.
When you go to the Baelish Woods, I want to come with you.
She nods. There's no one else I'd rather have by my side.
Nods. It embraces you in a very warm embrace. The camera will fade to another part, the Inquisition requisitions, so to speak, the store, so to speak. And you see Augustus, this man, standing at one of the requisition tables. He is armed with a dagger and a longsword. He looks just like he does from the picture. He says, "Oh, Augustus, what can I do for you?"
I came looking to purchase some equipment.
"Oh, I see. What kind of equipment are you looking for?"
I was hoping if I could get an enchanted cape off you.
"Oh, well, we got some of those I could probably order. We also got some enchanters around here who could do that for you. What exactly kind of cape are you looking for?"
A cloak of resistance +4, maybe?
"Cloak of Resistance +4. Do you have the gold for it?"
Yes, I do, of course.
If you got the gold for it, you can requisition it, and you'll get it like within the day. So in character. Yeah, we got one of those. What color would you like it in?
Red, dark red.
Like it in dark red. Okay. I'll get the stitches on it immediately. It should be done by the end of the day.
Sorry,
Yeah.
correction. No, Snow White with my black crest on it, please.
Okay. Oh, I see. You want your emblem on it too.
Yes.
That's right. You were the man from the east, along with the other three. Only 4 of you out here. Must feel a bit lonely.
I am not aware of the other 3 you speak of.
Well, I did see the battle with Ken take place. That was
Yes.
quite the fight. But there are 2 others, yes. Raven herself is from the east.
Well, they're not as far east as myself then.
And then the only other one I noticed of was the one wandering around the other Kunari, whatever his name was, the man with the ring in his nose. He was also from Far East, from your lands. Those were the 3 that have been, at least from what I know.
Thank you for the information.
Of course. I'm still trying to get to know people here myself.
So I take it. Do you want the payment now?
Oh, yes, please.
Right. I hand him the payment. This big sack full of gold guineas.
Right. You hand him the thing, counts
6,000 worth.
it out. Does it very well. And he's like, all right, so you can add to your character sheet a Cloak of Resistance +4. And I believe that gives you bonuses on your...
It's a +4 on all save, will save,
all
fortitude,
saves.
and
Yeah,
reflex.
that's badass. That's pretty cheap for a Cloak of +4.
It is. I was carefully weighing my options versus the gold I have to see what would be a worthwhile purchase.
Well, I think this would be a worthwhile purchase for you. Pleasure doing business with you, Augustus. We'll
Well,
be
of
ready by
course,
the
it's
end
a
of the
pleasure for you. You just fleeced me for 6,000 gold.
day. Remember, you're getting a 25% discount.
I know. That's why I'm shopping with you.
He chuckles a
I
bit.
shall speak to you in the future.
Says, I will
Wait,
speak to
we
you in the
get
future.
how much of a discount?
25%.
A +4 is 16,000 normally.
8,000. A +5 is
No,
16,000.
to craft one, it is 8,000.
Yes.
To purchase one outright, it is 16,000 for a +4.
There is an NPC and a PC who can craft it, so I'll allow this. Granted, if you wish to pay it at that price, and it wishes to be crafted, it will take a bit more time, but within the next session you'll get it.
The same day is fine, thank you.
Alright, so that will take, let's see, that's +4 item. Everyone working on it, that'll take about 48 hours.
That's fine.
Looks, and he's like, well done. See you later, Augustus.
Yes, you most certainly will.
And you can see on the side of his clothing that he has the symbol of Kirkwall on his right shoulder, tattooed.
That's so he's predisposed towards me for my efforts in Kirkwall.
Indeed, I was in the fighting myself. I saw you. You were quite impressive. I was a little bit worried about you after you fell off the wall there. But you seem to be good.
I'm tougher than I look.
Indeed. You look like a tree that fell down and had all its twigs snapped off. You still fought. It was quite impressive.
No, never let it be said that us Easterners can't take a licking and keep on ticking.
Indeed. And Augustus, you remember him fighting a bit, and he was also quite good. He favors the duel style, and he had a very interesting style of fighting. He would kind of he would blink. It seems like maybe he's got a ring of blink or boots of speed or something, and he would like kind of dash around and constantly like either be doing disarms or stabbing people in the back.
I noticed you were quite, how would you say it, elegant and agile in your movements during the battle.
Right. Well, some of the older warriors tell me I'm not exactly a proper fighter since I tend to not fight people head on. But sometimes, you have to do what you can do. I usually prefer fighting in groups and stabbing people in the back and getting them off guard. Fighting an opponent one-on-one was never quite my strong suit.
Not the most honorable way of fighting, but effective nonetheless.
Indeed. All is fair in love and war.
It is actually. Hopefully we can spar later if you like.
Indeed. I have no doubt you'll win, but yes, I would definitely like to test my skills. But you have a good day now, Augustus. I have a couple
good day.
requisitions to come in.
Good day, sir, and I shall speak to you later about my cloak.
Indeed. And as the month progresses, do come and ask me about some possible shipments from the Legendary Emporium. If Rex and Porthos can actually find it. If we can start getting requisitions from there, there will be expensive items and we won't get any discounts, but, well, there will be some good stuff coming in.
You mean if Rex can find it? The only thing I expect Porthos to find unsupervised is his way to the bottom of a barrel of pig swill.
Well, indeed. You can always trust a dwarf to find the bottom of a barrel, especially if it has rum or alcohol.
Well, a dwarf I would trust they can drink and work, but Porthos can just drink.
So I've heard.
I've
Nonetheless.
seen.
Nonetheless, good day, Augustus.
Good day. And with that, I'll head back to the mess hall with Charlie.
Alrighty. And are there any other declarations that anyone would like to do?
Nope.
Not even go
Nope.
talk to Blondie?
Not at the moment. Nope.
Poor Blondie.
It's interesting because he'll have some stuff to say. So as the session comes to a close, you see the sun setting, and Lyria, you kind of get the impression that going home might be a bit stressful. Because you have a strange feeling in your gut that this next expedition is going to be quite... It's just a feeling you get. But in the end, as you're in there in Krem's arms, and you look out over the sunset, you hear a voice whisper to you.
And what does this voice say?
It says, "Child, we watch over you." And that's all you hear. It was in Dalish too.
God damn it.
And with that, the sun fades, and the session ends. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.